You've looked into the mirror, and what stares back isn't the person you expected. You've chased the light, danced with your shadows, and still, there's a gnawing emptiness that lingers, like a whisper you can't quite catch. You thought awakening would bring clarity, peace, a sense of belonging, but instead, you feel like a ghost in your own life. Each day blurs into the next, filled with hollow victories and unfulfilled dreams. You did everything right, yet here you are, adrift in a sea of numbness. Carl Jung warned us that the path to self-discovery can lead to spiritual desolation, where the self becomes a mere echo, lost in the pursuit of validation. So what happens when the journey inward reveals a darkness you never knew existed? What if the very awakening you sought is the catalyst for your own unraveling? You sought validation in the eyes of others, believing that their approval would grant you worth. You hustled, pushed through exhaustion, convinced that the next achievement would bring peace. But what if all of this was just a mirage, a fleeting illusion that led you deeper into a labyrinth of confusion? As you stand at this crossroads, it's easy to feel dissonance, to sense that something is off. That feeling of emptiness. It's the echo of a life built on fragile foundations. It's the tension between who you thought you had to be and who you are becoming. This is a space of liminality, where the old identity you once wore so proudly begins to fray at the edges. You may feel lost, as if you're wandering through a fog, but this disorientation is not a malfunction. It's a necessary phase of your transformation. In this quiet chaos, think of the caterpillar, nestled in its cocoon, undergoing a profound metamorphosis. It must first dissolve, surrendering its old self before it can emerge anew. The numbness you experience is akin to this process, a death of sorts, a shedding of layers that no longer serve you. Carl Jung understood this inner turmoil. He spoke of moments when the facade we wear starts to crack, revealing the self beneath, the one we might have buried deep beneath expectations and conditioning. You may have spent years crafting the persona that the world expected of you, the one that fit neatly into societal molds, but now that mask feels heavy, suffocating. It's as if the very essence of who you are is pushing against the constraints of that identity, demanding to be acknowledged. This is not just discomfort. This is the birth pangs of a new understanding, an invitation to delve deeper into the shadows, where the truth resides. And yes, awakening can feel like a descent into darkness. It's in this obscurity that the remnants of an old life fade away, making space for something real, something authentic. The confusion that envelops you is the sign that your former self is being dismantled piece by piece. You are not malfunctioning, rather, you are being emptied to make way for reconstruction. In this delicate phase, remember that the journey of self-discovery often requires us to face our fears, our unworthiness, and the illusions we've clung to for comfort. It may feel uncomfortable, even terrifying, but every moment of uncertainty is a step closer to clarity. You are in a chrysalis, preparing to stretch wings you didn't know you had. Embrace this transition, for it is not the end, but the beginning of a profound awakening. As you navigate through this wilderness of emotions, trust that the numbness is part of a greater unfolding. You are shedding the skin of expectation, and though it feels like a death, it is also a rebirth. Allow the old to crumble, for in that empty space, you will find the seeds of something extraordinary waiting to blossom. It's the path towards wholeness, a journey that beckons you to confront your shadow, those hidden aspects of yourself that you've long avoided. Imagine standing at the threshold of a dark cave. Inside, it feels daunting, yet it holds the potential for transformation. This cave symbolizes your unconscious, a place where the light of awareness flickers just out of reach. Jung taught us that to truly know ourselves, we must descend into that darkness, embracing the parts we fear. The discomfort you feel is not a signal to retreat, but an invitation to explore deeper. This is the hermit's journey, the quest into solitude where the external noise fades and the internal whispers grow louder. Here, amidst the uncertainty, you might find the glimmers of insight that feel like distant stars in a vast night sky. They remind you that this pain is not the end, it's the door leading to self-discovery, the threshold to a more authentic existence. Think of the cocoon that wraps the caterpillar, a soft but confining space. It seems stagnant, yet within it, a profound transformation is occurring. The caterpillar is not merely waiting, it is dissolving. Its old form breaking down to make room for the butterfly. This phase of dissolution can feel terrifying. You may feel as if you are losing yourself, but what if, instead, you are in the process of becoming? Jung believed that in each of us lies an ancient blueprint, a deeper self yearning to emerge. This self does not arrive through force or ambition, but through a gentle surrender to the process of being. When your persona, the mask you wear, collapses, the essence of who you truly are begins to surface. This is not a crisis, this is initiation. As you navigate this storm, remember that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you, battling their own shadows, emerging with newfound wisdom. In this shared experience, you can find solace. You can see that your struggles are not unique but part of a universal journey towards authenticity. What if the numbness you feel is a sign of hibernation? A moment where your psyche draws inward, shedding the layers that no longer serve you. It's a cocoon, a necessary pause before the rebirth of your spirit. You were never meant to revert to who you were, you are meant to go deeper into the essence of your being. And within that depth, the light begins to filter in. It whispers that the journey is not about escaping the darkness, but embracing it. It is here in the quiet and the chaos that you start to remember. You start to understand that this is the fertile ground for growth, the soil from which your true self can bloom. Embrace the uncertainty, for within it lies the promise of transformation. You are on the cusp of something magnificent, a journey that leads not just to healing, but to the full realization of who you are meant to be. But why does it still feel so heavy? What is this invisible weight pressing down on your spirit? This heaviness is not just a symptom of your journey, it is the shadow lurking in the depths of your psyche. Carl Jung taught us that the shadow is the repressed self, the parts of you that you've buried deep, the traits, traumas, and truths you've pushed into darkness. You may feel a sense of emotional numbness, but it's not the absence of feeling, it's too much emotion, locked behind a wall you've built for protection. You've experienced self-sabotage, chronic fatigue, and a deep sense of shame that whispers you aren't enough. Fear of success or failure stalks you. Disconnection from desire leaves you adrift, unable to care as you once did. The fire within you, once vibrant and fierce, has been buried so deep that you've forgotten where you placed it. You did this to survive, to navigate a world that felt too intense, too overwhelming. But in the process, you lost sight of your true essence. This fog you feel isn't just chaos, it's a memory. It's your spirit trying to return, breaking through the cracks of the carefully managed life you've constructed. Each moment of numbness holds a story, a truth begging to be acknowledged. The shadow is not your enemy, it is a part of you that longs to be seen, to be integrated. It is the hidden conflict that fuels your emotional state, a reminder of the wholeness you once embraced, now fragmented into pieces you dare not confront. You may wonder if you're alone in this struggle. Rest assured, many have walked this path, facing the daunting task of illuminating their shadows. It is a journey of profound courage and necessary confrontation with the parts of yourself you've feared to acknowledge. The weight you carry can be heavy, but within that burden lies the key to your liberation. When you allow yourself to explore the shadow, you'll begin to understand the intricate dance of light and dark within you. The shadow doesn't define you, it reflects the complexities of your humanity. It holds your wounds, yes, but it also cradles your deepest desires and untapped potential. As you gaze into this mirror of your soul, recognize that your inner chaos is valid. It is a signal, a call for acknowledgement and healing. You stand at the edge of a profound revelation, one that invites you to delve deeper into the unknown, to embrace the discomfort as a catalyst for transformation. This isn't merely about understanding. It's about feeling and integrating the parts of yourself you've long neglected. What if this shadow, this invisible weight, is the very source of your awakening? What if facing it could lead you to a clearer, more authentic self? The path ahead may be uncertain, but it is yours to explore, a journey back to the heart of who you truly are. Your ego, that familiar voice guiding you through the old rules of survival, success, and identity, is now challenged by a whispering self that speaks of new truths, truths that feel unclear yet undone. I'll be real. These two parts of you are now locked in an internal struggle, neither fully in control, each vying for dominance in your psyche. You want to move forward, but something holds you back. Your body is here, navigating the daily grind, while your soul aches for something more, somewhere else. You long for silence, yet feel anxious in stillness as the chaos of thoughts and feelings erupts in your mind. This tension is palpable, a visceral pull that leaves you feeling fragmented. Carl Jung spoke of the tension between the persona and the self, highlighting the crisis that precedes integration. Similarly, Nietzsche articulated the clash between the Apollonian and Dionysian forces within us, revealing the abyss that lies in the pursuit of authenticity. Gabor Mate illuminated the distinction between the true self and the adapted self formed in response to trauma, a struggle that many can relate to. In this moment, you may feel caught between these influences, grappling with the consequences of embracing your emerging self. The emotional cost of this split can be exhausting. It's as if you're being pulled into directions, each side demanding your attention, leaving you breathless. Self-doubt seeps in, whispering, "Which part is really me?" Shame arises as you find yourself regressing into old behaviors, clinging to a version of you that feels safe yet stifling. Grief lingers for the self that's fading, the one that no longer aligns with who you are becoming. But understand this split is not a sign of dysfunction. It is a necessary fracture, the breaking of an inner shell that has kept you confined. You are not failing. You are mid-transformation, navigating a complex web of emotions and revelations. This division, though painful, is also sacred. It marks the beginning of a profound journey towards integration and wholeness. As you stand at this crossroads, it's important to validate both sides of your being. Embrace the wisdom of the ego that has protected you, while also honoring the emerging self that craves authenticity and freedom. This internal war is not just chaos, it's a dance of duality, a necessary step in the process of individuation. Each side has its place, its purpose, and its pain. This tension may feel overwhelming, yet it is also the doorway to alignment. As you begin to recognize and accept this internal conflict, you set the stage for a transformative journey ahead. So take a moment to breathe. Allow yourself to feel the turmoil, the uncertainty, and the longing. Understand that this is part of your evolution, leading you towards a more integrated self. The path forward will not be easy, but each step taken in honesty and courage is a step towards the wholeness you seek. Embrace the journey, for it is in this tension that true transformation begins. But what if this tension wasn't the end of you, but the start of something more real? This chaos is not destruction, it's initiation. You're not breaking apart, you're breaking open. Healing isn't about erasing the past, it's about reintegrating it, weaving the threads of your experience into a tapestry that tells your true story. In this sacred space of fragmentation, the ego and the self begin to converse, not fight. This dialogue is the alchemy Jung spoke of, where the unconscious rises to meet the conscious, illuminating the path toward wholeness. You may feel lost within this inner war, but remember, confusion is merely inner reorganization at work, a necessary step in the journey to clarity. Apathy. It signals the emergence of new values forming in the depths of your being, quietly shifting the foundation of your existence. Guilt can be transformed into a compass, guiding you toward the signals from your soul about the false roles you've played, and that emptiness you feel. It is the fertile soil where truth will grow, waiting patiently for the seeds of authenticity to take root. You are not lost, you are composting old selves into fertile soil. This is psychological alchemy, pain becoming presence, chaos transforming into order. It's a process that may feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is the evidence of healing in motion. No transformation happens in comfort. Growth often wears the mask of grief. And when the soul reorganizes you, it may feel like falling apart, but in reality, it's a deeper form of coming together, a reassembly of your essence that honors every part of your journey. Consider Jung's notion of individuation, where the shadow is not an enemy to be vanquished, but a facet of your being to be understood and integrated. Embrace this opportunity to listen to the whispers of your shadow, for they hold the key to unlocking a more authentic self. The boar mate reminds us that true healing comes from allowing the self to emerge from beneath the adaptations we've constructed to survive. Nietzsche invites us to embrace the full spectrum of our humanity, light and shadow, as the path to power. As you navigate this sacred mess, allow yourself to be gentle with your process. Integration is not a linear journey, it unfolds in its own rhythm, revealing truths layer by layer. It's essential to honor the discomfort without rushing to resolve it. Let it sit with you, let it speak its truth. This phase of your journey is not a destination but a preparation for what lies ahead. As you continue to embrace the chaos, you will begin to notice the emergence of new values, clarity, and alignment. Trust that every step you take, even those that feel disjointed or chaotic, is leading you toward a more profound understanding of who you are meant to be. In this sacred act of listening, you will find the alchemical process of integration unfolding, crafting a new narrative that celebrates your wholeness. Allow the journey to be as sacred as the destination, and know that you are on the path to becoming who you truly are. This is where the shift in identity formation occurs. An ego-built identity often relies on external validation, roles, achievements, and the approval of others. In contrast, a soul-built identity emerges from resonance, presence, and alignment with your true essence. It is more fluid, authentic, and intuitive. Imagine designing a home for your soul rather than crafting a costume for your persona. Instead of wearing masks, you're learning to become transparent. The things that once fueled your aspiration no longer resonate. Now you're fed by what feels true to your being. This transformation is not merely a superficial change, it's a profound redefinition of who you are at your core. In the framework of Carl Jung, we see this as individuation, the journey of becoming the self. It's about reclaiming all parts of your being and integrating them into a cohesive whole. The boar mate speaks to this as a return to authenticity, while Friedrich Nietzsche highlights the importance of self-creation and overcoming the limitations imposed by society. As you navigate this new terrain, real-life examples begin to emerge. You might find yourself saying no to relationships that demand performance, stepping away from environments that no longer align with your values. Leaving work that contradicts your beliefs becomes a powerful act of self-affirmation. Your creative impulses shift. You create, rest, or serve not to prove your worth but to express your authentic self. You may feel drawn to new hobbies, environments, or conversations without the need to justify them to anyone. This is what real freedom looks like, not chaos, but conscious creation. You're not reinventing yourself, you're revealing yourself. This rebuilding process is nonlinear. It can be messy, filled with uncertainty and doubt, yet it is profoundly liberating. Embrace the discomfort. It's a sign of growth. Each step you take towards this new identity is a step toward honoring your truth and aligning with your soul's purpose. As you stand on the threshold of this new reality, prepare for step 8, where your newly defined self begins to connect with the world again. This connection will manifest through purpose, service, or creative expression. You'll find that your new identity allows you to engage with the world in ways that are meaningful and fulfilling, fostering relationships and endeavors that resonate with your true essence. The journey of self-reconstruction is not just about personal transformation. It's about contributing to the world in a way that reflects your deepest truths. As you embrace this process, remember that each moment of clarity, each choice aligned with your soul brings you closer to the life you were always meant to live. As you step into this new phase, external engagement transforms. It feels slower, but deeper. You become more selective, yet your connections resonate with honesty. No longer are you focused on proving yourself. Instead, you participate from a place of authenticity. The self now interacts with the collective, embodying the archetypal return of the hero to share wisdom with the tribe. In relationships, you begin to speak more truthfully, even if your voice shakes with vulnerability. Each word becomes an act of courage, a bridge to genuine connection. You attract people who resonate with your truth, leaving behind those who thrived on your performance. Authenticity becomes the foundation of your interactions. You no longer seek validation, but instead invite others into the richness of your experience. In your work or creativity, the canvas of life expands. You create without asking for permission, letting inspiration flow freely. Ideas that once felt stifled now burst forth, vibrant and alive. You walk away from roles that no longer honor who you are, embracing opportunities that reflect your essence. Life becomes a canvas for self-expression, not submission, where each brushstroke of your existence reveals the beauty of your individuality. Service and presence in society take on new meaning. You find peace in simplicity, no longer hungry for applause or recognition. You engage with the world not as a performer seeking approval, but as a participant sharing your unique gifts. Your truth is medicine, but only if you share it. Each interaction becomes an opportunity for healing, where your presence nurtures both yourself and those around you. You've stopped asking, "What do they think of me?" and started inquiring, "What wants to move through me?" This shift empowers you to respond to life with presence, transforming your experiences into art rather than argument. You lead by living, not by persuading, allowing the essence of your being to illuminate the path for others. As you embody this new way of being, recognize that this reconnection is sacred, not stressful. Each small act of engagement is a celebration of your journey. You feel the weight of burdens lift, replaced by a lightness that allows you to explore the world with curiosity and grace. As you prepare for the next chapter, the spiritual and symbolic life beckons. Inner guidance and synchronicity will become your allies, leading you toward a soulful participation in the tapestry of existence. Embrace this unfolding with an open heart, knowing that your journey is just beginning. The world awaits the gifts only you can offer, as healing becomes transmission, and your life a radiant expression of truth. This is the beginning of the symbolic life, a psychological state where the world transforms from mere reality into a tapestry of meaning, woven with threads of archetypes and synchronistic events. Carl Jung illuminated this path, urging us to embrace not just the literal but the metaphorical, where symbols whisper truths that the mind alone cannot grasp. In this realm, you no longer rely solely on external scripts. Instead, You navigate life through inner guidance, trusting your gut feelings, which lead you toward right action. You may find that dreams bring forth emotional insights that resonate deeply within, or that recurring symbols, numbers, and themes echo internal shifts you are experiencing. Nature, too, begins to speak, offering glimpses of wisdom that align with the deepest parts of your soul. This form of perception requires stillness, a gentle quieting of the mind, allowing the heart to speak its truth. It demands self-trust, a willingness to embrace uncertainty, and an openness to the profound layers of existence that lie beyond the grasp of intellect. As Jung profoundly stated, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. In this process, you connect with a deeper self that transcends the ego, fostering a dialogue with life that embraces symbols over spreadsheets. You start to see signs everywhere, no longer merely asking for them, but recognizing their presence in the fabric of your daily experience. Events no longer unfold in a linear manner. Instead, you feel their shape, their pattern, their pull. Life stops being a problem to solve and transforms into a poem to translate, rich with meaning and invitation. The symbolic life is not a passive state. It is participatory, inviting you to co-create with the universe. It speaks, gently urging you to respond not perfectly, but truthfully. This dialogue becomes a dance of discovery, where the unconscious emerges as a creative partner, guiding you through the labyrinth of your own being. As you embrace this new way of perceiving, you find that it is a natural progression following the journey of individuation. The integration of all parts of yourself allows the self to engage with life more fully, fostering a vibrant connection to the world around you. In this space, you learn to trust the messages that come to you through dreams, symbols, and gut instincts, allowing them to inform your decisions and actions. As we prepare for Step 10, remember that this symbolic life leads not just to self-discovery, but to a life of contribution. You will be invited to take all you've lived, all you've felt, and share it creatively, truthfully, publicly, or privately. Here your expression becomes an offering, a reflection of your unique essence in the tapestry of existence. Embrace this journey as you step forward, for what awaits is a profound legacy, born from the depths of your soul. As you step into this new reality, your deepest truth is ready to be shared, not as performance, but as presence. True contribution isn't about perfection or applause. It's about showing up fully, imperfectly, and consistently. It's about embracing the unique voice that only you can offer to the world. Imagine creative projects that reflect your soul's voice, art that speaks to the heart, words that resonate with truth, and expressions that inspire others. Healing and helping others through your lived experience becomes your legacy as you share the wisdom gleaned from your journey. Teaching, mentoring, or simply holding space for others allows you to multiply the impact of your transformation, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and love. Everyday kindness and integrity in your relationships and work become acts of service, small yet powerful gestures that infuse your life with meaning. In these moments, you embody the essence of connection, reminding others of the beauty of being fully present. Carl Jung's wisdom on individuation culminates in service to the collective. When the self becomes a bridge between inner and outer worlds, you discover that your personal growth contributes to the greater whole. As you integrate your experiences, you align with a purpose that transcends the self, echoing Jung's belief that we are all connected in this intricate dance of life. Consider the insights of those who came before, like Gabor Mate's emphasis on compassionate presence within community or Nietzsche's call to embrace life as a creative act of becoming. These philosophies encourage you to view your existence as an art form, where each moment is an opportunity to express your truth and serve others. Yet, fears may linger. The fear of judgment, rejection, or not being enough can be paralyzing. Resistance to vulnerability or exposure might tempt you to retreat back into comfort zones. Acknowledge these feelings, but do not let them define your path, your unique story, your lessons. Your gifts are needed now more than ever. When you step into your truth, you light a path others can follow. Remember, legacy isn't about grandeur. It's about the ripples your presence creates. It's about how your authenticity inspires those around you, igniting a collective fire of creativity and connection. This isn't a finish line, it's a new beginning. Keep growing, keep expressing, and keep serving from the fullness of your awakened self. Embrace the journey ahead with open arms, knowing that every step you take contributes to a more vibrant and connected world. Let your life be a canvas, painted with the colors of your soul, and watch as it transforms not only your existence, but the lives of those who encounter your light. Together, let us co-create a legacy that resonates deeply, one that speaks of love, empowerment, and the beauty of being truly alive.